Hey guys, so yoUCee here, and I just want to discuss on the post-patch meta, right? Especially the Demon Hunter that was nerfed, our dear Void Scale here, and how it impacted its win rate, right? When I was, shifting through, I saw some interesting observations, right? So, what happened? For those of you who do not know, they had buffed the Vicious Void Scale. It was like this: get a Void Soul on Death Rattle, but then they buffed it to Battlecry and Death Rattle, get a Void Soul, and then it went back, right? I thought this will not be so much of an impact, right? Definitely, I knew there would be an impact, but because in the beginning, right, people might have not explored the class, they would have not explored the strengths and whatnot. Not true at all. Like this single nerf had a massive impact. But I also had suggested that this nerf was expected. I still think the Jade Guardian should have been nerfed to 4 mana to help open up the meta. Definitely, I think they have to touch not only like Jade Guardians, one or two decks, right? Do you think they should nudge the Hunter down a bit along with Rogue, so the meta is more opened up for the new decks like Chef Druid, Millhouse Mage, Paladin, right? Aggro Paladin and so on. I think they all will get a chance to move up a bit, I think. So this was the Reddit post I saw. It was a good question. Why did a small nerf tank Void Soul Demon Hunter win rate by 10%? Thank you so much, Drew, for asking this question. So I found this to be interesting. That's why I'm sharing with you. Thank you, subject. It's what was predicted. The Void Soul created a lot of tempo. Not enough Void Souls, not enough tempo. The balance of the deck was very delicate. I didn't realize that it was this delicate, that it would, go from the, from the top somewhere here to all the way to 47. We will see the latest stats as well. If they reverted the weapon change, I think it would have had less impact, but taking away the Battlecry really hurt Void Soul DH tempo. That is Demon Hunter tempo, and therefore its survivability in this fast meta. So the meta is very fast. So one demon slower is a big deal. So let's see the meta as we talk about it. In top 1000 legend, we are having Burn Mage as number one, but the sample size is very small, so I don't know. But it seems to be like a viable deck at top legend. And then you have Mug Shaman, no surprise there. Z Shaman, Face Hunter, Troublemaker Rogue, Egg Warrior, Tripwire Hunter, Dragon Warrior. Okay, these are like A and B. In the C category, you have Aggro Paladin, Egg Death Knight, Quest Mage, Quest Hunter, Herald Warlock, Azalina Priest, Corpus Knight. Okay. And in D, these are the decks, right? If you just nerf the top decks a little bit, these decks might maybe become C, please, right? The Chef Druid, the new archetypes I'm talking about, especially Chef Druid. Then I would say look at and Manastorm Mage. These are the two decks I feel like they can come on the top a bit. 31.5 Manastorm Mage. And then Void Soul Demon Hunter at 40.9 at top 1000 legend. So this was very surprising. So the difference between the best deck and this is like 55.9. Okay, let's take this one. This has 4000 sample size. 54.9 against 40, like almost 15% win rate, right? Almost. So this was a good learning experience for me. Like how even a small, I expected a dip. I was expecting maybe low B, right? But it went all the way to low D. So I mean, it was a learning for me, definitely. So I thought I can share it with you, all of you. And then here, if you look at HS Guru, again Z Shaman, we have sample size 62,000 games, 57.5, and let's go all the way to Void Soul DS, 47.3. So 47, 57, 10% difference. So this we can take with a little more weightage because more games are there, right? So we can say 47.3 with 57.5. So yeah, so that's a learning, right? Always we should not underestimate the nerves. So I just want to, I mean, this is just like stat based analysis of what they could slightly touch upon to bring, Hunter and Rogue in line with the rest of the decks, right? So if you look at the stats, this is a top 1000 legend, Tripwire Hunter, and Troublemaker Rogue. These are the decks I am thinking they can just give a slight nudge. So it is in line with the rest of the class. So if you look at Mulligan win rate, Shovel on turn 1 into Tripwire on turn 3, right? This one is a little too fast, right? What if they increase the durability of this card by 1, right? Will that be too much? And then for Sylvanus, right? Can they cap this at 4 damage? Probably 2 and then 2. That's it. You can't go another 2. So these two, if they can, because these Beastwire and Tripwire are new cards. I mean, we don't want to touch that, right? I don't know, like pushing this to 5 will be a little too brutal, right? I was thinking this is an older card. They can maybe cap it at 4, or maybe they can increase the sister's mana by 1, right? So 4 mana, even that works. Or they can just increase the Shovel's durability by 1. So it is like a turn slower. And we saw with Demon Hunter, just one small change can definitely change everything. Or they can maybe Shovel to 2 mana 2/3 or something, 2/2. So it doesn't work with Tolweir. I don't know, that might be a little too harsh, I think, right? So these are the 2 cards I think they can touch. And then Jade Guardians, right? This is the only card. Little bit, maybe just make it 4 mana. These both I think should help our bottom classes to shine through, right? I'm talking about Aggro Paladin, Chef Druid, and Manastorm Mage. These 3 decks can come up. Even Corpse Knight can come up a bit. So we'll have a more, let's say, diversified meta. So with that, I have an interesting Manastorm Mage game for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy. So we are against a Demon Hunter. This was a recorded gameplay. We are playing the Millhouse Mage. So what do you think? Like, what other cards should they be giving a nudge, right? A little bit of nerf, so that the rest of the meta can open up and the new cards from other classes can see some play, so that we can see some good power level for each class and a good class representation, right? So I believe I played this game before the Demon Hunter nerf. So just before the patch, I think. I'm not wrong. Otherwise, now you will not see Demon Hunter, right? We saw the stats. They speak for themselves, right? So in yesterday's video, you would have seen in the intro a double Battlecry Manastorm Mage, but this game is a little different than that one. So where I covered that game for intro, this game I'm just focusing full on, right? It's a lot of fun, right? So I wanted to give it a spot too, right? Why not, right? It's about having fun as we climb. Don't you agree? So yeah, I think it's good to build a wall, but we don't have a dragon though. But I think this is still fine because we can use our mana efficiently. build that wall. So until we get the mana storm down, we are a little vulnerable, right? And if we take too much damage, then recovery will become very difficult, because the healing that we have, right, using Eternal Firebolt is a little slow. So it only works if you can not take too much damage in the early game. So because if you have taken like maybe 50% or 60% of your HP, might be a little too much, so you have to keep your HP at maybe 70%, right? 65 to 70, you can slowly recover with 2 Eternal Firebolts, provided you draw. That's a thing. Woohoo! Double Battlecry, Jailhouse Manastorm. No, somehow when it's Manastorm, it is always Millhouse. That's how it's like. For the old school players, I feel like the Jailhouse is not getting registered for me. It's always Millhouse. But actually it's Jailhouse Manastorm, the bigger brother, if you will. I'm just calling it, you know. Let me know, I'm just trying to, just joke around a bit. Let me know if it's too cringy. Hope it's not. My idea is you also have a chuckle, right? A little bit. Kind of. You can see double Battlecry's effect has started. We are getting 2 undrops, 2 0 drops. Why I say 0 is because we have the O1 prog, right? That's why. So we are online. Now, see, we are at almost 27, like, just 3 HP short. This is a very good place to be in, right? Turn 5, so a little ahead, you have played double Battlecry. But the thing is, double Battlecry doesn't happen often though. In my 20 or more games, I only did twice. I think even that is a little high. I'm thinking 1 in 20 games you might high roll. But if it is your day, maybe, you can high roll a little more, because you have to get the JVS turn 4. You shouldn't be overwhelmed on the board. You should have built your wall and maybe kept the board a little bit in check. Lot of ifs and buts. And there goes the blizzard. And 2 6 drops with 1 healing you. Sign me up. So what is the opponent going to do? So we have 2 bitter ends in our hand, 1 deep freeze. So next turn we can deep freeze, right? So that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4 minions on the board, if I'm not wrong. So it will give me 2 7 drops and 2 3 6 water elementals. This is pretty cool. And we can, freeze the Demon Hunter's face, so they can't swing their scythe on us. So that will be 1 less white soul, and they will not be able to, clear our board as well. Yep. Yep. Superb. That's good, right? Can't. Yep. That's the end. So overall, my thoughts, right? I had written this tweet yesterday. Jailhouse Manastorm is a fun deck to play. However, in the current fast meta, it gets overwhelmed in the early game. By the late game, it does not create enough tempo to compete with other late game decks. That's what I felt in the mini games I played. In my humble opinion, adding a few more powerful spells in the next expansion and perhaps reducing Jailhouse mana to 4 would make the deck more appealing to play. So, what has your experience been playing this deck? I would love to hear your experience on that. So, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Here you should have the playlist, and there you should have the recommendation of the best video for you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.